You're listening to Downright Dreaming, a podcast hosted by me, Kate,
and me, Tanya. We chat about big dreams, creating your next level life, and a whole lot of girl talk.
a podcast where no dream is too big and no topic is off limits.
This is the Downright Dreaming podcast.
Welcome back to the Downright Dreaming podcast. I'm your co-host Tanya.
I am your co-host Kate. Episode 7.
We're nailing it.
When we first wanted to do this, Dan was like, I think we should just do 6 episodes. I was like, no.
I think 6 episodes will be nice and safe. And then here we are. We're like, let's just keep rolling.
Let's just keep rolling.
Got more to say.
If you can hear Bowie, he's just crying in the background. He wants to play. Welcome back. We're so excited. We have a little fun episode. Short and sweet today. We're going to promise that. Short and sweet episode, all about the behind the scenes of the dance world in specifically Los Angeles, probably Australia as well, but we're both professional dancers by trade.
By trade.
And we wanted to just kind of do a little episode on like the audition process, and we'll see what kind of comes up.
Just the life that we lived.
The life that we lived in the past, our past life. I mean, you are kind of still in it though.
Yeah, but I don't go to auditions. I don't do
God.
that in the way that we used to.
I hope you don't.
You know what? Let's
just
there.
dive in.
I want to paint the scene, Pam. I want to paint the scene. Am I saying that right?
Wait, you know what we forgot to do?
Oh,
We forgot to do our weekly dream. Should we do it real quick?
Oh God, I'm nervous. We didn't even discuss it before.
We didn't even discuss. Normally we discuss it. You know what? We're going off book today.
All right,
It's a Rogue Thursday.
you go first.
She's not so excited.
You're pointing at me.
Okay. I don't know. Oh, you know what? Our weekly dream last week, both of us combined, was to do a little bit of exercise. Do you remember that?
Yes.
So I've been going. I
Like,
definitely
when was last week?
Like when was
Yeah.
that? I definitely went on. Well, we've pre-recorded a couple, but I
Yeah.
went on a few more walks that I normally do with Bowie. I've been much better about that. And with my students, sometimes I don't really like to warm up and stretch with them, but I have. I've been warming up and stretching, so I feel like I did do that. That's my
Good
recap.
job.
I feel good about that actually, and I feel like I've been eating like better. Not that I don't eat good,
I know you're always pretty good at
but
that.
I feel like I just feel better. I've been sleeping better. Actually took a nap the other week.
Was it that?
And I actually had a bath.
Was that our morning routine inspiration? Did that inspire you?
Actually, for real. That episode was so
You're
good.
like, I was so inspired by myself.
I wasn't tired by myself. No, I literally did. And I've been doing my, to be honest, I have not been doing my 333, but I did listen to a Mel Robbins podcast. Maybe I'll link it. It was so good. And she recommends writing down 5 goals or 5 dreams every single day. Doesn't have to be the same. Just write it down, look at it, feel it, move on.
Yeah,
That's
I
what I've
like
been
that.
doing.
Okay, cool. I
Anyway.
like that.
And then my weekly dream this week.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know mine.
You
I know
know
mine
yours?
now.
you know yours? Is yours big?
You already know mine for sure. I bet you can guess it.
Well, probably by the time this podcast comes out, I might have a big change in my career.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to actually really say it. I'm going to kind of just be that person and just kind of say something's changing. That's my weekly dream. You'll hear about it soon.
Yes, changing your career, but you're still going to
I'm
be in real estate.
Yes, I'm still in real estate, but just like a big change. And
You're
I feel like
I'm becoming a chef.
my mum would love that because she is a chef. You know what? I listened to, what was our episode? It was, I listened to our morning routine episode for real a few times. And listening to your morning routine and then listening to my morning routine for real. I haven't told you this. And me saying I have to drive 1.5 hours
Was that
to get somewhere.
Was that what did it?
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? That's it. That's ridiculous. That's so dumb.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Even on my drive here, I saw that sign and I thought of you. I'm like, damn. And it was, at the time that I came here, it was 10. So that's like 2 hours after or an hour after. And it was still bad.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's like a crappy start to the day.
You know what? It's that is exactly what was happening. And I was like trying to, be pumped for my day and then just, sitting in an hour and a half traffic to the office and then sitting in an hour and a half traffic on. That's 3 hours of my day that I could be doing so many more things and being so much more productive and just like making so much more money and having so many more clients and more business and just like enjoying life.
Totally.
So
And
literally
you know
that's what changed.
Wow.
Yeah.
the Downright Dreaming podcast changed your life.
I know.
You're our first testimonial.
Actually did. First testimonial from co-host Kate. No, it really did. I was thinking like, why? I don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't make me happy. That's not fulfilling me. I think I need to make a change.
Wow.
Listening to myself tell you my morning routine. So maybe like people should maybe get with a friend and talk about, I don't know, your morning routines or like your life and your career right now, and then think like, is that actually fulfilling me?
Yeah, you got to ask yourself these questions. This is like the self-development realm, you know, when you actually sit and go, this is what I'm doing, but take the time to be like, do I actually even enjoy this? Is this a goal that I really wanted that I maybe have outgrown? Does this still excite me? Can I do it differently? Like all these questions. Yep. I mean, I can talk about
That
this
got really
for
deep
all
really
day.
quick.
No, I love that.
Yeah, I didn't tell you that before.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't.
So anyway, that'll probably come up soon.
Oh, I'm so
To
excited.
be continued.
Okay.
All right, give us your weekly
My
stitch.
My recap. I didn't even. Oh, I took 2 dance classes last week,
And I was very jealous. I was busy. I couldn't come. I was so sad.
I haven't taken a dance class, like, which is kind of hilarious. I teach dance classes every now and then, but I haven't gone into a class.
Yeah.
To take class. A very long time.
Yeah.
I haven't stepped foot into Millennium for like 4 years, which is hilarious.
And Millennium is before we talk about like that's one of the biggest what do you call it, like a dance, not really a dance studio.
It's one of the big ones in LA.
Yeah, definitely one of the biggest ones. Sorry to cut you off, but
No, you're fine. You're totally fine.
It's the one that everyone sees on YouTube when you look up all those famous dances and dance classes, and I'm sure we'll jump into a little bit of that today.
Totally.
It's that studio.
Well, that was my workout.
Yeah.
And I did
That's a
2
great
classes.
workout.
I couldn't walk. That was how, that's how good that workout was.
Feel?
I took a heels class from one of my close friends. I literally couldn't feel my legs. And when we were recording at the end, like the way a dance class works for those who aren't in the industry or don't do the dance world, the way the dance class works now.
Yes,
This is
now this is not.
I wouldn't even say new. It's been like an 8-year
I was
situation.
gonna say 10 year. It was definitely before I moved here.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I was
it wasn't
like, oh
like
my
that when
God.
I first moved here in
Really?
2012. I mean, I've been here 11, but it wasn't like that.
Okay, give us the rundown for someone that is like maybe moving to LA or has no idea or is just like interested about taking a dance class.
Yeah. Well, depending on what class you take, there's a variety of genres, a variety of levels. So if you go to like a beginner class, if you're new and you go to a beginner class, they're probably not going to have a camera flying in your face. But if they do, you don't have to be filmed, you know, like you don't have to be out there. But the way that it usually works these days because of social media is you go to class, you got to look your hottest, you got to have the coolest outfit on, and you get picked out at the end of 90 minutes when you've been dancing the whole time, and you got to go do your best with a combo you just learned, and you better deliver. It's
So wait,
kind of intense.
Finish, because I want to like touch on this, but finish your weekly dream. Like, give us your new weekly dream,
Okay.
and then let's go back into this because I think this is so crucial to what we're going to talk about today.
I agree. Okay, so I did 2 dance classes, got my great workout.
Done.
Then my new weekly dream. Oh wait, my.
You like literally made me jump.
I'm sorry, I'm so excited. Because remember, one of my weekly dreams was to start teaching business.
Yes.
My business course started this past week.
I did see this on your Instagram story. I didn't skip and I didn't miss. And I think I loved it and sent you something.
Turning your passion into your paycheck has begun. It is so good and it's already getting great results.
Yay.
One of my clients was like, just had my biggest sale today. Like, it's already just like booming. So business is booming.
Maybe I think I should just join. I think
You
I
should
should
join.
be a client.
Become a client. We
I'm
can
actually
record
serious.
our calls. Yeah, you should.
For real.
Yeah, you should. You'd actually do really amazing in that course. But
Because my mindset's like not too bad.
no, your mindset's amazing.
Okay.
It's just about focusing out on what you want and then building the life to support it. You know?
Great.
I mean, building the business to
support your life. Yeah.
Okay, so I did that tip. Yay! Now my weekly dream. Yay for me!
Yay for me.
Weekly
Gold star.
dream is, you know this because you've been such a help. Oh
Yeah,
my
come on, tell the
God.
people. Give them all the details.
Okay, so AJ and
Well,
I,
not too many details because we haven't closed anything
we haven't closed it yet, but like, could be today, could be tomorrow, but also, you know, one of my things I always say is, it's this or something better.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to get attached, but I'm already pretty attached, I'm not gonna lie. But we're looking for a house.
We're looking for it. I'm like, we are looking for a house.
Kate's our real estate agent. AJ and I have Kate as our real estate agent. She's been doing the best job. Recommend 100%.
Thanks.
Highly recommend.
You're not my first testimonial, but I appreciate it.
Honestly, my hope for me and you is by the next time we do our episode, I'm
moving you in.
We're moving in.
Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts. If anyone's like, leased or rented or bought a house before, Yeah. But if you don't know, then give me a call.
Yeah, give Kate a call. She's great. But that's my weekly journey.
I'm so excited. I knew that was coming, but I'm like so excited to help you both.
Oh,
it's really, really nice. Okay, let's get into it. So today's epi is the behind the scenes of all of the auditions, the process, the agents, the big named artists that we've danced with, worked with, toured with, yada, yada, yada. So go.
Here's where I'll start with this. This world, now that I have my business, now that I'm not in it anywhere near the way I used to, and by that I mean I only go off direct bookings or anything that feels great. I don't actually I'm not in the industry auditioning or putting myself out there or submitting. It's just whatever resonance from all the hard work I did. If something comes up, great. But I'm not in it like I used to. And because of that, I'm able to view it from outside, and I'm like, this shit is crazy.
I think that's the whole point of today's episode. Just like we're going to kind of talk about our journeys and the process, like in a snippet, hopefully, not take up the next 3 hours, which we could be here all day talking about it. But then now that we've stepped back from the industry a little bit and looking from a different perspective and what we would maybe do differently or what we know now that we can't go back and change it, obviously, nor that I would probably change a few things, and I think we'll touch on that.
Yeah.
And just kind of give some advice on if anyone's going through that. So, let's start with open auditions. So an open audition cattle call. Anyone. You what?
I said even the word is making me stressed and sweaty.
Are you getting sweaty?
Yeah.
Cattle call. So that means anyone can go. Literally anyone. Any Joe Schmo from the street can just rock up to the audition and go.
Yep. And they do.
They do.
You're in a line sometimes for hours in the Los Angeles heat.
Down the block.
Don't know where that is these days, but it's usually hot in LA. In the LA heat, you are standing on concrete, down the line, on the street with your headshot and your dreams in your hand.
Your dreams, your resume, your headshot, your snacks in your bag, your heels, and your sneakers, and you're all dolled up.
Your fishnets.
Yeah.
Your leatards on.
You are in your Diamante bra. You are ready to go. Depending on what audition you're going to, but for most auditions, and most auditions that Tan and I did were commercial auditions. I did a few musical theater auditions, like in that world. You did a few different auditions as well for artists. But yeah, you're just standing there waiting. And you go to the table, you sign in with your name.
It's basically between, I would say, any audition on a regular day in LA, which honestly, the audition scene isn't as crazy as it used to be because of social media and the industry doesn't work the way it does anymore. But it would be anywhere between 500 to like 1,200.
Yeah, I was going to say 2,000.
Yeah, maybe even
2,000, depending on the artist, depending on what day it is, depending on like if it is an open call as well. If it is an open call, thousands of dancers, and it could be like girls call, boys call. Normally they separated us.
Yeah,
sometimes it was together though. So you just go line up, you would sign in with your name and you'd get a number, you'd stick it to yourself somewhere. And go to the waiting room and wait until it was your turn.
This is the vibe. I'm gonna like nutshell it.
I feel like we're both getting stressed.
I know, I'm like out. This is the vibe. You'd be there not knowing when you're going to actually get seen, not knowing how long you're actually going to be there for, and you're there in a room. Let's say you're in the first round, or how many people they can squish into the studio. So you've got your number, you've checked in, and you're in a studio with maybe 250 to 400 people.
Yep.
You're squished like this, like a sardine.
Trying to warm up. Trying to stretch and warm up.
Then you learn a combo, squish like a sardine.
Yeah. You can't dance it full out.
No.
Like full out means you can't 100% perform it, give it your all, because you're standing next to someone and you're going to
You
You're
can't
probably
dance
gonna
it
hit them.
full out, but you also can't see. So you're learning
you
a
can't see.
combo
Yes,
that
oh my
you
God.
can't actually see. So you're actually learning the combination from the person in front of you who maybe caught the move from the person in front of them.
Who may be doing it wrong.
Yes, who's probably doing it wrong.
Yeah.
So you're trying to learn a combo. You can't move. And then we're not selling this, by the way. You can clearly see that we have some trauma around it. Then
So we need to work. I know that true. We need to sit down and actually work through our audition trauma.
This is what I'm saying. Like, when I think about this,
Yeah.
now from who I am today,
It makes me sad.
my
actually.
standards from my life, I'm like, oh my God.
I want to give that person. I want to give that girl a hug.
But also, like, we're so badass. Like, that is a
Yeah.
fight in itself.
I mean, we were pretty damn good. I think, you know, I give props to all the Australian dancers that are listening, and I hope you all fucking are, because Australian dancers, we got good training, I think. Nothing against the American dancers, but our training is just different.
it is different.
It stands out, I think, amongst the crowd. We're more versatile. We know more styles. And I think our upbringing in studios in Australia was much more strict. Not dance mum strict. Not that vibe. I think it was just much more like hardworking. I don't know. It's just the ethics behind it. What do you think?
I
Do you
mean,
agree?
I don't know. I don't necessarily, because you teach here in the States. Like, you teach at studios here.
Yeah.
So I don't really know, like, what that world is like that they grew up in. I only know what we, like, grew up in.
Yeah.
But I will say that Aussie dancers are really great.
Yeah.
And when you are in that room, so you're already, like, nervous. You
Yeah.
already want to, like, do your best, but you have, like, every odds stacked against you just with the nature of the day. But then you gotta, when you get picked out, it's like you have that 1 minute or that 8 counts
Yeah.
to prove your entire worth.
Your entire life. Honestly. Like your entire
Yeah.
future and your career on that 2 lots of 8 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And you've only had, what, like 10, 15 minutes to learn it?
Yeah.
Maybe, and then they break you up into the groups. So if you're number 1, it's like 1 to, depending on how many people, 1 to 7.
I always, if there was no numbers, I always went first. I was like, let me just
Did
go.
you?
Yeah, because I was like, I'm not going to know it any better than I know it right now. Like, it's not going to get better
Yeah.
for me. But this was my mentality. And
Yeah.
I know a lot of other great dancers would wait and, like, give them their moment.
I would wait.
I would just be like, you know what? It's going to be what it's going to be.
Yeah.
But that's also my approach for life. So
Yeah. I wouldn't wait to the end, but I wouldn't want to go first because I was too nervous. And then I would mess up.
I think that's why I did go first, because
Yeah.
I didn't want to keep feeling the nerves.
Yeah, interesting. So we go through the whole audition process, and then they pretty much tell you either stay or thank you so much.
I have
Which
a funny
means-
audition story.
Okay, tell us, which means you're cut.
Yeah, we basically means you're out.
And you've just wasted, not
Yeah.
wasted. I shouldn't say wasted. You've experienced something. You've maybe met the choreographer. They've seen you in person. You're not right for the job.
Mhm.
But then, you know, you've just spent the past 5 hours and then you go home sweaty.
Yep.
Go back into your hot car.
Okay, I'm going to
Okay,
take you
tell
back.
us.
You definitely weren't here at this point. So this is a long time ago. Do you remember when Nicki Minaj came out with Anaconda?
Yes, I do.
So there was a cattle call for Anaconda. And this
I can only imagine.
and this is where they did what's called a typecast, which is basically
Tell us more.
which I don't know if it's legally allowed anymore.
Honestly, I would say it's not legally allowed.
You basically go in, you line up, and they walk by you in a line and look at you and either say yes or no. And they're looking at like your height, your hair color, your body. And we'll be asked to like, okay, be in your most limited amount of clothes and come stand in a line,
Oh my
and
God.
we'd be looked at, you know, and we'd either get cut based off our appearance or whatever. And
That's so fucked.
yeah, but for Anaconda, this is why I want to share this story. We go there and they're like, there was so many of us. So there was like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of women there.
Thousands.
Probably. And they go, we're going to typecast. The party line, we didn't expect this many people to be here. I'm like, this is Los Angeles.
Everyone's
We're all here. We're all here. And it's Nicki Minaj. So we're all here.
Yeah.
And then they go, we're going to typecast because we didn't expect this many people. So come on out. We all come out. We all line up. We're ready. Facing the front, looking hot, looking cute. And they go, we're actually going to typecast off your butts. This is definitely not allowed these days.
I think I do know this story.
And they're like, turn around. So all of us women had to turn around with a male choreographer Which it wasn't weird at the time, but it's weird when I'm saying it. And he typecasted us.
I need a fan.
Our butts.
Oh my God, that's so fucked, Tim.
But also, it's like, it's so fucked, like, from my perspective of it now, but from my industry brain, I'm like, I get it. It's Anaconda. Like,
it
was
the
the
vibe.
vibe.
And the vibe. And, like, Nicki Minaj is known for that.
Yeah. Like, could I have been in that music video? No, I don't have the body or the vibe for that. Like, I get it. So, like, in that respect of, like, the vision for the creative, I understand. But in, like, normal life, it's like, what?
Like, anyone listening is like, imagine going to a job interview with them going, okay, can you stand up and turn around and show us your
all your
ass?
clothes and wear your most skimpiest outfit, and now
Pretty much in a G-string with some fishnets.
Yes. Can you turn around, please?
That's it. I mean, I remember you guys telling me that story when I first moved here.
Yeah.
And I probably wasn't, which is crazy to think, I probably wasn't shocked. I was probably like, oh, okay, yeah.
No, I know.
Like, that's what I have to prepare for.
Yeah.
Next time I go to an audition, which is insane.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I didn't even think
I would love it.
I still don't really, to be honest. But I just, being more of a human now, like being more removed from it, I just look at it and I just go, wow, it's so normal in that world.
Yeah.
But it's so not normal in anywhere else.
Yeah, no, definitely not. I mean, the whole audition process for me was, oh God, looking back, like if I could give myself some advice on that whole audition process of all the auditions that we went to together. I mean, I remember Ted and I were talking about this off air. We're on a radio show. It was like my second day. It was actually on my birthday. And it was like, I was living here for like 3 or 4 days in Los Angeles, and you texted me and said, there's an audition, you should just come to it. I didn't have an agent yet. I think it was an agent call, and I didn't have an agent. And I was so I was stressed that they were going to throw me out and kick me out because I didn't have an agent yet. And I think it was for Ricky Martin. I'm pretty sure it was.
Now that you're saying timeline, I think it was.
It was early in the year. It was for Ricky Martin. He was doing a residency in Vegas, I think it was for. So you had to move to Vegas. And sorry, excuse me. I just remember sitting in line thinking I was not good enough to be there, which I think I was very qualified to be there. I didn't have an agent, but I just remember sitting there thinking like the mindset that before I even walked inside the door was, I'm not going to book this. What am I doing here? I don't know anyone. Nobody knows me. I don't have an agent. I don't even think I'm wearing the right thing. Like it was just so limiting. It was so limiting. And now looking back, if I did that same audition, oh my God, I wouldn't give a shit. I would not give a shit. I would just walk in there, have fun, first of all. Number one, have fun. I feel like the fun for me was like taken out because I was like so worried and so stressed about booking the job and like worried about like everyone else in the room and if they were looking at me, you know what I mean? Like worried what they would think. Nobody fucking cares. Nobody's watching you. Nobody cares. They're just thinking about themselves.
Yeah.
You know, and I think I teach that to my students now. I tell them, even this happened in one of my classes this week. I was doing a combination with a student and they were like, oh, I can't do that. That's impossible. And I was like, oh my.
We don't say those words.
Take a seat. I was like, first of all, you haven't tried it.
Yeah.
How do you know it's going to be impossible? Like, you got to give it a go first.
Yeah.
You know, I think that would be my advice for my younger self. Like, you don't even know what the combination is.
Yeah, you're taking yourself out of the race before it begins.
Yeah. That's what I did. I think that's what I did for so many auditions, which is why I didn't freaking book them. Because I was like, I can't do this. Before I even got into the room. I don't know how you felt. You were here longer.
Yeah.
But that was just my memory of Ricky Martin.
I definitely was more aggressive. Here's what and by aggressive I mean in the way I approached it, but what I would go back and change for myself, or if I could send a message back to myself in a bundle. Like, Tan, you're gonna be okay, girl.
Be okay.
Just keep going. But what I would say to my younger self is, well, the way that I would feel, to answer your question, was my mindset going to the audition was very much like, just wait, you watch me. Like, I had to like get myself G'd up into like such a state of being like literally like
in the car.
Yeah, like, you have no idea, I'm about to slay this. Like, I went there with my mindset.
Yeah.
Like, I'm about to blow them away. They have no way. Like, that's how I would like jazz myself up. Because
Literally.
I used to say when I would teach heels classes and stuff, I used to say, like, if you're not your number one fan, no one is.
Yeah.
Here.
So
Like,
true.
you gotta literally believe in yourself so much, and if you don't, then it's going to resonate. So I would like tap into a side of me that was like, I got like very cocky
Yeah.
in a sense, but not like I thought I was cocky. It was the way I handled my energy to like get through the day.
Did you feel like that for every audition, like every type of audition?
Yeah.
Because I feel like I felt like that for some types of auditions.
No, I did. I definitely did. If I was going to go there,
Yeah.
or sometimes I would leave auditions. Like sometimes I'd go there
Yeah.
and we'd start learning the choreo and I'd be like,
This is not for me.
not for me.
Yeah.
And I'd leave. But if I was going to stay.
That's good advice. Seriously, do that.
Yeah.
For
Just-
real. Don't waste your time. If you think, I mean, even going back, sorry to cut you off, but even going back before that, looking back now, there was auditions that I went to that I was not going to get. Not a chance. I was never going to get it. If you're looking at a video, like,
But
I'm a very specific type of person.
Yeah.
And so are you. And we're both different, very different the way we dance as well.
Yeah.
And I think,
I will say this though, on that note, well, two things about this. You can totally leave because I left a bunch. But if your headshot and resume is already at the front,
yeah,
go speak to the assistant and
Yeah.
go pick out your headshot and resume and just let them know you have to go.
yeah,
Because
that's
if
true.
they call your name out and you're not there, then they know you left and then that's awkward.
That's bad.
But most of the times these days you don't have to give your headshot resume in
No.
the first round.
But
then-
they save you some
Yeah.
paper.
Yeah, they save you some paper. But what I wanted to say on this was, to your point, was I also viewed auditions and I did do this, even though sometimes I wouldn't like remind myself of this after the fact or when I was like sad that I didn't get it or whatever. But I would go to the audition with that mindset of like, I'm going to slay, but also in the energy of I'm going to get seen. And if I
Yeah.
don't book this, I know that they saw me and I'm going to like follow up with them and I'm going to go to their class. And like, I was like strategic
Yeah.
about like that. But even doing that route, I would still be heartbroken.
Yeah.
Like when it didn't happen, you know? And that's what I would go back and tell myself, my younger Tan, is like, I would tell her how to handle her mindset and her energy with the ups and downs and with not getting it, because the reality is that it's not about your talent. And I took it so personal and I didn't know and I didn't understand how to not.
Yeah, it's not personal, it's business.
Yeah, it's
That's
not.
what I would tell myself too.
Like, I'd literally not booked jobs because my hair was not blonde or my shoe size wasn't a size 5 and the girl I was replacing was a 5 and they don't have another outfit. Like,
And that sounds
just things.
that sounds so crazy to even say out loud, but that's what it comes down to. But I think nobody really knew that. Like, we knew it, but we didn't. Maybe we didn't believe it 100%, but like it's true. Like, especially if you are going into like, say, a Broadway job, that costume has already been made.
Yeah.
Most of the time the costume is made, and if you don't fit the costume, you're not going to book the job. It doesn't matter if you were the best person in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it doesn't matter if you were the best person, the best dancer in that room.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it is.
It's not about the talent. There's so much more that goes into it. Yeah, eye color, height, all of the things.
And one thing too, like when we were like booking some things, like when I was doing the other side of stuff, like we would find a girl who would be, or like a guy, whatever, we'd be like, this is the person we're going to book. But we couldn't find a bookend for them. Like if they were like short, if we wanted a guy who was like epic at all the things, that could do hip hop, but also jazz. That could do b-boy, but also a double turn.
Yeah.
Like if we found the guy
that was so versatile.
but he's 5'8", and all the other guys are 6 foot, we need a bookend. And if we couldn't find a bookend that could do the stuff, we couldn't book him.
Right, and it's got nothing to do with him.
No, we wanted him. Or like her, you know? So it has so many other parts to it. But what I will say, and I think we can sum this episode up with a positive.
With a positive.
With some like inspiration for you guys.
I know, we could talk about it all day. But we're on a restriction today.
Yeah, we're trying to be better at our time. One thing that I would say as a mindset shift to look at yourself as you go through the industry, if you are pursuing the industry, and this goes for everything actually, everything stacks. If you go to an audition and if you make it to the end and you get cut, that moment, because of that, may be a reason why you book something else down the line. Like it's never a waste. You got seen. It's like building momentum. All of it is adding stepping stones to where you want to be. It's all a part of the process. None of it is a waste. Because
Yeah.
sometimes I would be like, it didn't even matter. But then a year later, that choreographer would book me on a job because I was there. They saw me.
Yeah.
So it all matters, even if you don't see the payoff initially, immediately.
Yeah, it's a long game.
Yep.
It's a long game. It's not going to happen. And you go to the audition and they cut you and then you get the job. Or
Yeah.
they don't even tell you. They don't tell you yes, they don't tell you no. It's just, you just got to like fight for your life and just go and do it. I mean, yeah, there's probably things that I wish I did go to, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I was either like tired that we were like, you wake up and you're like, oh my God, I'm so tired. I don't want to get ready. I don't want to drive. I don't want to stand in the line and go through the whole process. And then when you go and you book it,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, imagine if I just stayed in bed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So definitely pros and cons. I feel like we need to work through some trauma.
I know we did. I actually have a random story.
Okay.
That
Finished us off today
okay.
with a random,
Well,
it's an audition story.
It's an audition story, but it's a positive one.
Okay.
But you just never know vibes. So I went to an audition, and I went to an audition for a job, and it was a tour. And while I was at the audition, I got rebooked on a previous tour I did that was going to clash with half of the dates that I was auditioning for that new job.
Okay. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
So I got an email being like, hey, you available? Like, they want to bring you back, whatever. And then I was like, yay, yes. And I responded being like, yeah, book me. I'm good. And then I was at the audition for a new tour, same dates. And then I said to our friend, our mutual friend,
Yep.
who was my roommate at the time, I was like, I'm going to leave. I just got booked on another job for these dates. I'm just going to leave.
Yeah.
And she was like, just stay. Like, you're here. Like, we'd already done a few rounds.
Right.
She's like, just stay. You're there's probably only a few more rounds. Just do the end of the day. And I was like, all right. Ended up booking that job, then had to backtrack and get out of it. But that job was where I met like my close friends who I'm still friends with today. And that job like changed my life. We had the best time.
Yeah.
But you just never know. So just go. If you're there, commit.
Yeah, if you're there, just commit.
That's like the opposite to what we just
I know,
said.
you
If
just
you're there,
said-
you hate it, walk out.
I know, yeah, we just said if you're there and you don't like it, leave. And now we're saying if you're there, stay.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I think you just have to go with your intuition. And I think looking back, I wish I went with my intuition more and know what my friends were doing as well.
Very true.
Like, because we were such like a tight knit, we still are, like, group of friends. We would all go to the audition together. I mean, I would never want to drive with someone to the audition. I would always want to go by myself.
Just in case one gets
Just in
cut,
case.
then you're stuck there.
Then you're stuck there. But I think just do what feels good for you.
Yeah, it's very unique. It's a unique journey.
Yeah.
It really is. It's very individual.
It's very individual, and just like, oh God, just have fun with it. If you're auditioning, just freaking have fun.
Yeah.
That's my number one takeaway. Have fun. I didn't have fun enough. I was too worried about the outcome to like enjoy just being in the room.
Yeah.
Just having fun, enjoy being in the room, enjoy
Taking
doing
it in. Like, you're in LA.
Yeah.
You're auditioning for
with your
like
friends.
the biggest artist in the world. Like,
Yeah.
life's
Like,
okay.
Ricky Martin walks in, like, just freaking enjoy the time.
We're there together.
We're there,
Giggling,
we're there
sweating.
together. I mean, we definitely had a lot of fun.
No, we did.
We
We
had a lot
actually
of fun.
did.
But I think you just have more fun and don't worry about the outcome because it's not up to you.
Yeah.
Like, you can't decide. I mean, you can always wear a wig and dye your hair, but don't do that.
Yep.
Just be yourself.
Be yourself.
Be yourself. Have fun.
I
That's our
love
audition
it.
advice. I mean, we probably can do more episodes on
Honestly,
the
I could talk about
stories.
this for days.
but we're going to wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up. That was
Wrap
good.
it up. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Downright Dreaming, and we'll see you guys soon.
Bye.